And here we are, part 8 of our 45 RPM vinyl records A through Z collection. We're wrapping up box 1 here very briefly once we get through these Bruce Springsteens, and we'll be starting on box 2. So we're coming right along here. And speaking of the thumbs up and the thumbs down, Bruce Springsteen, Glory Days, that's a good song. But I gotta bite my lip on what I say about old Bruce. Don't want any more thumbs down. I'm really shocked that somebody thumbs down my Christmas video. I know it was a little silly, a little goofy, but I did it all just in fun. Originally filmed it just for my wife, but enjoyed it so much I decided to share it with the rest of you. And people actually thumbs down that. Okay, fine. I haven't thumbs down much of anything on YouTube unless it was like some bait and switch or they're just trying to sell stuff, mispresenting what the videos are entirely. But okay, makes you feel good. Do what makes you feel good. But thumbs ups are appreciated. Thumbs down are kind of sometimes a head scratcher. So anyways, the B-side of that is Stand on It. And yeah, we've got a few Bruces here, like I've said in the past, not because I'm a fan, not because I would have ever bought one of his, but because they came along in mixed boxes of other stuff I got. Now, this one, Santa Claus is Coming to Town, being on the B side of my hometown, that's pretty cool. I give him kudos for doing a Christmas song on a picture sleeve like that. Here's the My Hometown label for you. And here's the Christmas song, which we just wrapped up Christmas. If you're watching this new, yeah, we just had Christmas a couple weeks ago. And here we are with the B-side, Santa Claus is Coming to Town. It would have been appropriate. One of these days I may have to pull a lot of these Christmas songs all together and do just a Christmas video. Maybe I'll get that done before next Christmas, but don't count on it. And Pink Cadillac, I love that movie. Bernadette Peters and Clint Eastwood, just awesome in that film. Like the film way more than the song, but the song's a good song. It's a decent song. And the B-side of that was Dancing in the Dark, which I seem to recall has been having been a really good popular song for him too. So they're both from Born in the USA, right? Not sure about that. But here we've got another copy, Dancing in the Dark, Pink Cadillac. So I've got 2 of those there. I don't know why I have them both de-sleeved. Really only need to show you one. And now I got Bryan Adams, Straight from the Heart, which he's looking awful young there, isn't he? And flip side to that picture sleeve there for you. And yeah, I appreciate all of you that's taking the time to subscribe and that truly, have an interest and appreciate what I'm doing. I could do without the thumbs down, but hey, whatever. Could appreciate some more thumbs up if you feel willing to do that for me. Straight from the Heart being the A side, and One Good Reason being on the B. So the channel's been live for about 6 months at this point. Just a fraction under 300 subscribers. People tell me that's good. People tell me that I'm doing well. I'm not an overnight sensation, that's for sure, and a long way from being monetized. If I ever get there, doesn't matter to me anymore. I started this while in between jobs. Had a little money saved up. Wanted to take a little break. I did. I'm glad I did it. I'm glad I've started the channel. I'm glad I have it. But it's kind of now like a hobby. I do have a job I'm going to and making money and keeping the roof over my head. So the idea of getting rich off of YouTube is came and went for me. But enjoying having my own YouTube channel has not. So I plan to keep this up. I got tons to share. I kind of got stuck on the 45 vinyls. I'm happy doing those. I like doing those. I want to get those done. But I still have a lot of DVDs, a lot of video games, a lot more that I can share with anyone that's interested. But for now, yeah, we're focusing on the vinyls. And B-side of this is Run to You. Oh, that's the A-side. Excuse me, got to yakking. I've been pretty chatty today. The episodes I've filmed, the last few episodes, I've done a lot of talking. For those that don't appreciate that, I'm sorry. For those that do, hey, great, right? But B-side was I'm Ready, and the A-side was Run to You. And that's coming off of Reckless, which was definitely, by far, in my opinion, Bryan Adams' greatest album ever. Every song on it's good. Summer of '69 being another one. We all definitely thought he was being dirty when he put that out. But if you know what I mean, then you know what I mean. I'm not going to elaborate because, like I said, I try to keep this channel clean. I want this channel there for all. But there's your Summer of '69 A-side with The Best Is Yet to Come on the B-side. I'm not so sure I agreed with that. I think he was doing the best at that time. But, you know, nothing wrong with being optimistic. And I do have a second copy. Exact same label. But it's got that issue that we were just discussing in last episode or one before, where the labels aren't scuffed up or marked up, but they've got that white coming through. So like I said, my guesstimation is that's the glue. Kind of like on the Activision Atari cartridges. You can have a brand new mint copy, pull it out of the box, it's going to look bad because the glue bled through the labels and make them look bad. That's just the way it is. So here we've got a Memory Lane or Memories release, which would be a reissue. It's got Heaven on there off of the album Reckless. And it is marked as the A-side, but the B-side is interesting. They chose to make Summer of '69 the B-side on that reissue. So there you got Summer of '69 and Heaven instead of The Best Is Yet to Come being a B-side. Now here's one that kind of surprised me when it came up. That's a nice little price tag there, $19. Sleeve doesn't match the disc, but this one surprised me a little because I know the band The Caprice. I recognize their name, but There's a Moon Out Tonight doesn't really ring a bell for me. Neither does the B-side. But what's also interesting is this label appears like it's painted on. It doesn't seem like it's affixed or stuck. But if you look at it down here, it looks like it's broken up, came loose. So it's really, really puzzling, really bizarre. These are either really super thin labels on a very, very thin material that they use to affix on here, or it is painted on, and I have no explanation for that. But I don't know if you can see, I'm trying to show you the edge there of it. There's really no label. It's almost like the label's painted right onto the vinyl. So kind of interesting. Indian Girl being the B-side. But what really throws my theory off of it being painted directly on is that. So I think it's just a really super thin label material that was applied on there. Not a lot of 45s that look like that one in my collection anyways. Next up, we've got something that a lot of you probably just consider to be silly now, but Love Will Keep Us Together. That was a huge hit for Captain and Tennille. I did like Captain and Tennille. Thought Tennille was adorable and Captain was funny. You know, he's kind of like the silent guy, kind of like Penn and Teller, you know. But love will keep us together. It's still a fun song. I still like it, and I can put it on in a group of people having a few drinks and listening to 45s on a Friday night, and they'll laugh, they'll smile, they remember it. Even if it's not something you're going to want to drive down the street to at full volume with a big grin on your face, it's still a fun listen. B-side being Gentle Stranger. So yeah, no. Was I a huge Captain and Tennille fan? No, not like I was with the Carpenters. I absolutely loved Karen Carpenter. I was a big Carpenters fan. Captain and Tennille, they had a couple songs, you know, that weren't bad. Here we go. Here is another original, Carl Douglas, Kung Fu Fighting, the third 45 vinyl record that I ever purchased. going back 1974. And the B-side to this copy is Gambling Man. Now, I do believe I have seen some Kung Fu Fightings in later years that had a different B-side. But this is definitely when it came out. I went down and bought this when it came out. So this is an original as it was. All right. Next up, we've got Carly Simon and You Belong to Me. And the B-side of that one being In a Small Moment. And next up, we've got a much better song from her. You're so vain. I bet you think this song is about you. Which actually has Mick Jagger doing backup vocals on that. If you never noticed, pay attention. Once you hear him, you will always hear him from that point on. You'll be like, oh, there's Mick. And you may not have noticed Mick in the past, but once it's pointed out to you and you hear him, yeah, it's kind of like Stevie Ray Vaughan on some of the David Bowie stuff. People didn't realize it was him. Then you point it out and they're like, oh yeah, that definitely sounds like Stevie playing. But anyways, his friends are more than fond of Robin, being the B-side on that one. And now I do have a reissued spun gold of, oh, You're So, okay, I shouldn't have flipped it right away. All right, you got You're So Vain there, which is the A-side on the last 45 I showed you. But the B-side was The Right Thing to Do, which isn't one of her songs I know any better than His Friends Are More Than Fond of Robin. It's also interesting to have a mono version on a spun gold reissue being a different swapped out B-side. When you've got a stereo song, they actually swapped the B-side out for a mono version of a song. So that's interesting, not something that you typically tend to see very often. So that's going to wrap up episode 8. I hope you come back and join us for part 9. Have a wonderful day.